Hi everyone, my name is forecaster Steve Cooper from the Chestnut Ridge Weatherline, and you can always get a hold of the Chestnut Ridge Weatherline forecast information at 423-965-4900. That's where you can get most of your forecast details and much as we go through the forecast period. We're going to be talking about potential for some severe weather the next couple of days. I know you've asked some questions. Is there a possibility of severe weather? And if so, when are the best chances that we're going to be seeing? Okay, well, let's first get started with our latest forecast information real quick. I want to show you kind of what's going on down home here. Right now, as you can see, we have a temperature of 52 degrees, and the wind speeds are out of the 6-mile-per-hour range, gusting 13. It's pretty windy outside, along with a dew point of 26, and we do have a barometric pressure at 29.68 inches of mercury and staying steady. So we're not doing too bad right now. It looks like it's a beautiful day outside. As a matter of fact, if I can turn my camera outside just a little bit there, you'll see the sunshine and the greatest view out there as well. The woods is looking really good. We got some clear skies, and it's just a wonderful day so far here at the Chestnut Ridge Weatherline area. Let's get you started on the latest computer models as I'm showing you what I'm looking at right now. I want to go ahead and turn you to the computer screen here. What you're seeing there is a lot going on with this weather pattern. Right up here is where the big area of the big nor'easter here is making its way across the northeastern parts of the United States. It looks like that's going to continue to progress its way northward. But it's turning back, if you will, across the northern plains and back over into portions of the central region there. And what that's going to do is, as this front ejects northeastward, it looks like it could stall out a little bit as high pressure here is starting to take control. And so it looks like tonight's going to be a very cold night. There you can see the very cooler air that's right in these general regions. And as you can see, pressure levels are a little bit cool as well, but a little bit more warmer as we start seeing 9.88 up there toward New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, while it looks like warming continues here in the plains as we get way into the 10 and 20 range as far as temperatures go. And then it looks like continuing to stay warm in the northwestern Pacific as well, as we're monitoring the current conditions for that. Now, as you see here, high pressure is in control across Oklahoma, Dallas, Texas, and that's good news. However, we're watching a very strong atmospheric conditions set up here. This frontal system that you see, this area of low, that's setting up over Montana and back on up into the plains, that's going to slide to the southeast as we work our way during the week so far here from the here at the Weather Center. All right, let's talk about what we're looking at as far as forecast models are concerned. Now, you can see the upper level wind fields that we're kicking in. Now, let me show you what's going on with my favorite. I'd like to show you some upper level wind analysis here. This is the current surface that you see going to pop up. And again, just as I've showed you a while ago, we have high pressure taking control over the plain states here, and that's causing that's causing some really nice conditions across Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas City. While it looks like back here we have a stationary boundary that continues to sag southward, being pushed by very strong winds. And this area of low pressure that you see up to the northeast is divided rains, as a matter of fact, where it's warmed up quite a bit, getting some rain. Some areas might be getting some snow, but maybe some heavy rains up near the New York region. So it looks like, as you can see on the radar there, we're looking clear across Tennessee, no problems. The only rain you're going to find is up into New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and that's where the best chances of rain and rain and showers are going to be. As a matter of fact, I talked to a friend of mine last night, Brian Rexford. Me and him was thinking there was going to be a lot of the rain to the northeast as well. Now, as we gain back off toward the west, there again you see high pressure building up, but the dynamics are becoming much more stronger. Back here to the west, as we have like an area of low pressure, that's going to just push, as I told you about, and it's building up with this area of low pressure on up into the plains. And so that's what we're going to be watching here as we go through the afternoon hours tomorrow and through the evening. But we're going to watch the plains tonight, as it does look like there could be enough instability for thunderstorms that may develop around Northern California. As a matter of fact, if I can zoom in here, we're starting to see that already take place. There you see it. Scattered strong thunderstorms from California to Nevada, from California to Montana. It does look like it's going to be a little bit of an active day there as we go into the evening hours through this evening. Now let's go ahead and look at some other detailed forecast simulations, if you will. And by looking at that, I'm going to show you kind of some QPF amounts, show you just how heavy the rain's been so far. For the next few days, it looks like today we're not really dealing with much more than just probably looking at a tenth of an inch to as much as a half to as much as up to a couple of over 4 inches of rainfall there. Now up here, there you see areas that are on up into northeastern areas of the state. There you see a lot of the rainfall, heavy rainfall there. Some of that might be actually snow, and that's over above 1 inch to 2 inches there, the 1 to 2 inch range. While you see the really green areas here, right where I'm pointing at, that's where right now we have a half inch to as much as 2 inches, and then right down here, you're only getting probably about a trace to a half inch of rain. So really not a whole lot going on in today's forecast feature. The low pressure is starting to push across the area. Now for the next 12 hours, I think the low pressure system is going to continue to push out, and more. As a matter of fact, the rain is going to start to push out as well. So areas here will start to clear up, and that's going to be for the next 12 hours. While it does look like these areas that are seeing rain are going to continue, but again, it doesn't look all that too bad there. Now, as we look at the 12 to 18 hour models, you're seeing the area of rain that is still that's associated with the low pressure going to start to move out once again, so that's good news. Areas here across New Hampshire, probably, Pennsylvania, we'll see probably some light to moderate showers, but really not a whole lot going on there. And as we look at the 24 to 30 hour forecast, next 24 hours, watching the system here, we could see scattered isolated storms along southeastern Illinois, down and through northwestern Tennessee. And then as you go right on to East Tennessee here, there's where we could actually see some scattered strong storms along North Carolina, western North Carolina, the mountains here, the Gatlinburg area, on up into southwest Virginia, and extreme east Kentucky and northeastern Tennessee. So not a bad area to watch out for as daytime heating kicks in. I was telling Josh Hudson about this earlier, and this is where scattered storms are going to take effect. Now, Florida's not showing anything right now, but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised to see some moisture build up from the sea breeze activity, and that's where we could see some scattered storms develop along the coastal areas, as it does look like a little bit more favorable dynamics for that. In summer, it's springtime. Stuff of that matter is going to happen. Now, one thing I want to take a look at, it's one of my favorite models to look at. They're short-range forecasts. Tells you exactly what to expect the next couple of days. And as you can see here, there's the low pressure system that I was telling you about. Going to move across the plains. This is a lot of warm air you're seeing make its way northward. You're looking at 1012 here, 1012 millibars here, 1005 millibars there, and down here is 1100 millibar, 1010 millibars. And it looks like I'm thinking that the best chances of seeing any strong storms here is going to be along this periphery boundary, right on up into the northern areas where the warm front is associated. And it does look like actually this is becoming more of a stationary boundary here. Now further to the northeast you go, that's where I think that's where that low pressure system I was telling you about. I do believe that the area here that you're seeing is moving northeast is that area of snow, and that's what we're dealing with there. Now let me go ahead and make a little bit of a run here. This is going to be for Tuesday. Looking again at, we could see some scattered storms here pop up across New Mexico, parts of the western parts of Texas. Getting looks like a little bit of a dry line here. Want to be watching that really close. Tuesday evening, it looks like the dry line will continue to move unobstructed. There's no problem there. I don't think we're not going to see much problems at all. Tuesday by 12Z, which is 12 o'clock during the excuse me, afternoon, it does look like we're still going to hold on to a little bit of a breezy condition. And then as we go to Tuesday 18Z, that's where we'll start seeing precipitation set up across the east, and that's from that area of low pressure that we are seeing that I told Thomas about previously, building up into probably some thunderstorms thanks to the moisture there. Now let's go ahead and look at Wednesday. Wednesday, it looks like we got that low pressure. It's going to kick in probably a little bit of a cluster of thunderstorms, if you will, along that warm front. Now some of these thunderstorms can be strong to severe. We're talking from Chattanooga to Knoxville to Nashville, right on up into Bowling Green, Kentucky. Areas associated with these storms could see hail and high winds. As a matter of fact, Wednesday, that area, see there, that's what I told you about, along that warm front. It looks like the warm front's going to continue to lift its way northward. And again, could see scattered storms. That's that triangle you're seeing there. Scattered storms, possibly some severe, the little green dots there. And then as we go into Thursday, there you see a big, strong area of low pressure. If I was storm chasers, I'd be watching out for this one. Looks like we got some really good instability that might be setting up from Texas to Oklahoma, Kansas City, we're talking Missouri, right on up into these boundary lines. We could see big areas of widespread thunderstorms. Some of those could be possibly strong to severe, and it does look like warm, moist air is gradually going to be pushing its way northward along the Tennessee, Ohio Valley regions, while the areas here looks like they're going to warm up really nicely. We're talking 70s there in the forecast. You guys are going to be great out there. And it looks like as we look back to the west, starting to get another area of low pressure that might bring heavy rain for the states a little bit later on. Here's a loop of how things work out for you. Again, that's just exactly what we're seeing. A lot of warm air going to pick up ahead of these systems. Could see some scattered showers and storms for tomorrow. Some of those could be quite strong across Tennessee. We'll see how those go. All right, now let's look at the SPC model frames. Let's go ahead and go back to, I got twister data on here, and this is just a little bit of what we're looking at as far as instability goes. Now the question is, what is the CAPE values for the next couple of hours or for the next couple of days? And I'm watching these CAPE values really, really close. Because as you can see here, not much CAPE going on, except down here you're looking at maybe probably a good 1,000 joules per kilogram, and that goes in from Mexico, maybe on up into areas across Texas. But if we can look up, that's going to be in the next couple of hours there. Now back here, we're dealing with a little bit more CAPE across Montana, Northern California, Central California, right on up into Idaho. We could see some scattered strong storms there. Some of those could become quite strong to severe. Thomas is watching for these areas as well. And then here, we're watching an area of CAPE, very, very limited CAPE, and that's going to be the potential for maybe some frost there. So not too much of a bad deal there as far as CAPE is concerned. Now let me look into the NAM, and we're going to take a little bit of a different perspective of just how these CAPEs start building for the next couple of days. That's what you need to know as a storm chaser, is just how much CAPE we're going to see develop across the area. And again, I apologize, the computer is very slow right now. Still working with it the best way I can. Okay, here we go. Like I said, it looks like, as I have told you, as that low starts to push eastward, look what happens here. CAPE starts increasing. We're talking 750 joules per kilogram. And up here we're looking at 750 joules per kilogram. And let's go ahead and look at probably, we're going to be looking 24 hours out. What's it going to look like 24 hours out ahead of time, ahead of period? And that's going on into tomorrow. For the next 24 hours, look at this right here. We're looking at Cape starting to increase really well. 750 joules per kilogram. These areas here are building along really good. As a matter of fact, we're going to view the forecast point sounding, and I'm going to show you exactly what the forecast point sounding is indicating here with the enhanced models for this time. Now, as we look at the forecast point soundings, I think we're going to be more of a scattered thunderstorm type event tomorrow. As a matter of fact, as you can read this sounding, it looks like instability is growing pretty good there. You've got below 500 feet, 5,607 JKG, and then you got the really good dry adiabat line. A really good solid dry line is starting to build up here. And of course, where's the moist adiabat? This moist adiabat goes up a little bit over 13,000 feet. So that's a good indication that we'll start seeing probably some thunderstorm activity. 27 hours out, we start to notice that from 24 hours out to 27, we start noticing that NAM showing some a little bit better improvement for development. And again, I'm very sorry these models are taking a very long time developing. And again, just as I've showed you, starting to get pretty unstable here as the moist adiabat's starting to rise up more, and that will mean isolated, strong, possibly scattered storms. And I think that's showing that we could see maybe the potential for some hail there if storms can get pretty rapid as far as details go. Now, if I can get back to the maps, I would like to kind of show you the maps, if you will. I should have just stuck to the maps, period. Okay, there we go. Now as we look at the Cape, there you see the Cape once again building along Oklahoma, Kansas City areas that will be a good area to watch. 27 hours out on this Cape, as I'm looking at the Cape start building here, we're starting to see a little bit better. Look at that right there. The Cape starts really get going across Oklahoma, Kansas City, just as I've told you, and that's between the 2,000, 3,000 JK joules per kilogram. So you chasers across Kansas City, northern Oklahoma, right on up into portions of central Kansas, could be some developing storms there, and we could see quite a bit of nasty storms. In the fact, could see very warm, moist conditions, and the chance for maybe some strong, severe storms. Look at this. Can you believe that Cape that you're seeing here? 2,000 joules per kilogram. Wow, that's a lot of Cape. We're talking from Montana, northern Kansas City, southern northern portions, or northern portions of Oklahoma, and then it goes right on into Arkansas. Me, Brandon, everybody talked about this. A very widespread, large area of Cape building up here for maybe the possibility of severe weather. And then up here you've got just areas of scattered Cape and velocity. 33 hours out, I'm kind of getting interested in just seeing how all this unfolds. 33 hours out, and the Cape dies down here because mainly it's either rained itself out, but it still stays at 750 joules per kilogram. And really, that makes the Cape build just a little bit more active. As a matter of fact, as we go to the next 36 hours, this is going into a 36-hour forecast zone. And again, there you see, just as I told you, the Cape actually starts to shrink some, still staying at 750 joules per kilogram. And as we go to 39 hours out, there again, Cape decreases. So it looks like it's going to be a potentially a good day for probably some chasing the next 2 days. I will be going to Missouri, and of course from Missouri to Kansas City, maybe where the best areas of Cape will be. And of course, going 45 hours out, you'll see that the chance for Cape is still there. You see again that front that we're telling you about, that warm front, starts increasing from Kansas City down through Missouri and maybe parts of northwest Tennessee. My good buddy up there near my good buddy up there by Kansas City might see something, as it does look like we could see some storms there. Wisconsin, it's not very favorable for you, but you could see something there, possibly some scattered hit and miss thunderstorms as these storms start to move into the region. Now, as we look into the forecast model period, look at this, guys. This is something I've never seen. Can you believe 3,000 joules per kilogram on the Cape? 3,000 joules per kilogram. That is a very high capability. Matter of fact, it goes all the way down through Oklahoma, Texas. That goes to show you just how strong these atmospheric conditions are going to be for the setup for some strong and possibly dangerous thunderstorms. As Thomas was telling me, it could be an active forecast the next couple of days, talking widespread large hail, damaging wind events, and we could even possibly see the chance for some tornadoes. And just as Thomas was talking about, I'm not very surprised that they've not issued a slight risk for these areas. Still 3,000 joules per kilogram, right on it from Kansas City, Oklahoma. It gets a little bit more picked up across middle Tennessee, though, guys. We're starting to see some tornadic instability build here. So chasers are probably, you're going to be all over this thing like white on rice, as it does appear to be that we're going to see in returns of some nasty forecasted weather, and that does include the potential for some tornadoes, hail, destructive winds. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Scales are off. This has got to be way off. It's over 3,000 joules per kilogram. And there you see across Kentucky, the chance of Cape gets much more stronger too. And so we're going to be watching those areas for some very nasty storms. As a matter of fact, going on into the next forecast period here, I'm thinking right on into these areas are still seeing quite a bit of Cape. So storm chasers, storm spotters, it may be a good idea to stay and keep track of the situation, as it does look like a very, very dangerous forecast. And then as we go into the next 60-hour forecast period, you'll see that a very, very nasty setup indeed continues. We're talking across Oklahoma, Kansas City, western northwest Kentucky. It looks like it's going to be a very nasty day. Now let's look at the 72-hour forecast period. And again, this is going on probably, I'm looking at maybe Thursday. Look at this, buddy. That system is just gathering its strength from West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, right around through Kansas City. I would not be surprised to see a good damaging wind event with this system as these storms start to anchor their way across. And as a matter of fact, looking into, I'm a little bit interested in going just a little bit further. The instability just keeps to building quite rapidly. As a matter of fact, if you could pay attention down here, you'll see that the waters are starting to add a lot of Cape here as well. And then back over into Oklahoma, Kansas City, and surrounding areas. Could see North Carolina here, South Carolina. A very good atmospheric line for showers and thunderstorms. Some of those possibly severe. And looking at the next 80 forward to some odd forecast here. That again continues with capes above 3,000 joules per kilogram. So it's going to be a rough forecast start for severe weather. We could be talking large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes. Now let me go ahead and go into the forecast period from SPC and see what the Storms Prediction Center is indicating. I'm very surprised they have not issued a slight risk for severe weather yet. I'm not sure if they're going to or not. The way these models are looking, the way the enhanced models are looking, it looks very, very possible. Today's outlook, as I've showed you the Cape, it looks like we could see possibly no tornadoes are forecasted. As you can see, as we go to wind, you'll see that no wind. The winds are going to be pretty well common between Northern California, right around through Idaho, Nevada, back over into Montana. Could see some active weather there. But as we go Tuesday, you'll see a little bit better chance for showers and thunderstorms across Tennessee. But really, I'm thinking the best chance for storms is going to be along here, where they're indicating, and then back over into Montana. Idaho, once again, could see some storms there. And then on Wednesday, the SPC is saying that there could be some more severe weather. And you guys, of course, know why. There could be, there's that Cape. But I'm expecting really a wide, large air mass of storms generating across much of the region. I would show you more models, but of course that is just the better half of what to expect. Again, we could see large hail, damaging winds, tornado events for the next several days. Make sure you have that weather radio handy and listening to the latest updated concern watches and warnings. Let David Sawyer keep you updated as well. He's got a page at www.innovationweather.com. Storm Tracks, they've got a good page there. You can look at their page, keep updated with the latest forecasts. And of course here at Chestnut Ridge, if there's any thunderstorms built here, you can keep updated on that one by 423-965-4900, and that is the Weatherline forecast. Guys, be careful, Godspeed, stay safe. I'll keep you updated.